Hi everyone, my name is Pheko Tsotetsi. I'm a market risk analyst at Nedbank. I did a 4-year undergraduate degree in Bachelor of Business Science in Analytics, and then from that I did a postgraduate degree in Master of Commerce in Risk Management of Financial Markets. All of my studies were conducted at the University of Cape Town. My role at Nedbank is a market risk analyst. I basically work in CIB, which is corporate and investment banking. We work with the traders very closely, so we manage their risk in a way. I chose to go into the quants field and then later pivoting into the market risk analyst role because I've always been fascinated by markets and just learning how risk management works. I always wanted to be challenged and be involved in making a good impact, and a very broad one. The interest stemmed from just being interested in markets and wanting to know what drives our economies and how banks manage their risks. My typical day looks at, I have certain reports that I have to look at almost every day and sort of like respond or provide commentary for. So the first thing I will do is to open up those reports, look how everything panned out the day before, and then if anything requires my commentary, I will then try to investigate why there was a certain move for a certain desk that I'm managing. So we use two systems, and these two systems, the traders use Front Arena, we use RiskWatch to manage the risk. They basically have to reconcile every day. A weekly and a daily project that we do is to try to investigate where these things are not reconciling. The highlight for me has been getting the exposure to market risk as a discipline. Things are fast-paced in a way. You get involved in like the policy changes that happen in the country or in the market. I feel like the challenges, because I feel like my team is not that technical, but there are parts of it whereby it becomes technical, and that's through the reconciliation of the two systems that I mentioned. Because there you would have to understand the valuation of the different instruments that the traders trade. At times you'd have to understand, okay, fine, how do I value a bond? These people traded a bond and a swap. Why did they do that? You have to understand the whole structure and how they offset each other, if they are offsetting each other. The most surprising thing I've learned about being a quant at Nedbank would be how involved we are in other work that are outside just being a quant. Because I feel like the perception is if you're going to become a quantitative analyst, you're going to be working with numbers, you're working at a bank, you're going to be solving banks' problems and all of that. But with Nedbank, what they then also give you exposure to is, okay, you have to go market the program. If you're someone who's shy, that forces you to step out of your comfort zone, to go speak with students, encourage them to join your bank and all of that. The most valuable skill that I've learned at university that I'm able to apply in my role today is resilience, also perseverance. I had certain standards that I set for myself to say, okay, I need to do this in a record time and all of that. So that ended up forcing me to push myself in a way. It was a valuable skill to learn at the time, because even now I would need to sit down and still study. It's not like I came in here knowing everything. Yeah, I think just being resilient, persevering, and knowing that, yeah, at the end of the day, you will understand what you want to understand. The difference I've made being a quant in Nedbank, I feel like, is through the marketing of the program. I was able to engage with a lot of students, be it in person or online, through QIF events, through class talks, through career fairs. I was able to talk to a lot of people. For me, that was the most important thing for being entrusted with sourcing the next Nedbank grads. What I do for fun outside work, sometimes I like to cook, mix things and come up with dishes that I don't even have names for. I'm also like a huge football fanatic. Like I support Barcelona and Orlando Pirates. I believe those are winners, and yeah, I believe I'm a winner as well.